Awesome. Welcome to the January 16th, 2024 group call. This one's going to be pretty cool because we're going to go over some more in-depth stuff now that we're moving into the accountability phase of SASO University. So we're going to cover this call is going to be segmented into four segments. They're each going to be about 15 to 20 minutes. The segments are going to be number one, see if you guys have any pressing questions. Um, on anything that's been going on, anything you're stuck on. Segment two, we're going to be covering ClickUp. So we're going to be moving into some project management stuff. So you guys are going to get like project management mini courses on these calls. And I'm going to be showing you how to do this in ClickUp. And then I'm also going to be creating templates to share with you. So I'll give you a mini breakdown on that. Then we're going to move into how to create long and short form scripts. And then we're going to move into inbound sales closing scripts. So the focus of the call is accountability through the lens of social media. So how can we make content that converts on a consistent basis? So that's going to be kind of like the focus, right? So it's going to be again, see if you guys have any questions, but the main meat of the call is going to be in three segments. It's going to be how to plan and map out your social media content down to like very minute tasks. I'm going to share my screen and share my actual ClickUp that I'm using. Then I'm going to show you how to create long and short form scripts. Then I'm going to show you how to create inbound closing scripts. So this means when you're making content, people are going to see the content, they're going to DM you wanting to know more or hear more or get more, and that's going to be essentially what kickstarts or triggers the sales conversation. And I'm going to show you how to do this yourself. So it's going to be through two lenses, through the lens of doing yourself, and then through the lens of outsourcing a lot of it as you either A, scale up, or B, if you're starting just by scaling from the very beginning. So that's going to be the focus of the call. It's going to be really, really structured, and it's going to be very, very in depth. So these calls are going to get extremely in depth very quickly. Before we do that, any questions, any comments, concerns, requests before we move into the training segment for today's call? It can be about anything. Doesn't have, not have to be about social media. No questions? Okay. All right. So we're good to move forward, right?
Think so,
Okay.
yeah.
Just making sure nobody has anything. Okay, great. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into my ClickUp account, or one of my ClickUp accounts, I should say. What I'm gonna use this for is kind of showing you guys the layout of what I do, right? Wait, screen. Can you guys see my screen sharing? It says paused. Hang on.
No, we can't.
Stop share. Let me try again. I don't know why I said paused. Screen sharing pause. What are you doing? What's going on here? Let's just try desktop too. Let's see if that works. All right. Now let me try just the ClickUp because that's all I'm trying to share right now. All right. For some reason, I can't just share ClickUp, so that's fine. Let me just share the whole screen so we can keep moving forward. Okay, great. So you guys can see here. Here we go. You guys can see here my ClickUp, right? Yes. Okay. So what we're gonna do is in ClickUp, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how to create a space. I'm gonna show you how to do all this stuff. Okay. The purpose of ClickUp, the reason why I'm showing you guys this is because what we want to do is we essentially want to map out our entire process. Okay. We want to map out our entire process. Then we want to actually start consistently following that process, right? So we're going to have three main types, or rather, really, it's two main types of content. It's going to be long and short, and then those can be segmented into video, image, text, right? We know that we want to create a increment, or we want to have the iteration needs to be one long form per week, and then ideally the range can get pretty crazy, but really you want it to be anywhere from at least every other day with your social media content all the way up to 2 to 3 times a day. Okay. So if you're like, wow, I can't do 2 to 3 times a day, that's fine. You don't need to do that in the beginning. When you are doing it by yourself, which I'm going to cover, I'm going to help you out with, when you're doing it by yourself, all you need to do is probably every other day, right? So 4 times, I know 4 times is not every other day. Just 4 times a week is good. 4 to 6 times is minimum, right? So the question next becomes, okay, well, how do I actually do this? How do I actually make this happen? So that's where project management tool comes into place because everything you do can essentially become a project. A project basically just refers to a group of tasks to complete one goal. Okay. So if I'm trying to map out my social media content, I can view the whole process of managing social media as a project. I can view each specific post as its own little mini project. And so that's kind of the way that this breaks down, right? What I'm going to be showing you in ClickUp, this is 100% free. I do not pay in this account. I am not paying for ClickUp, okay? Not paying for ClickUp. So you can see here for when I'm creating content, you can see my different categories, right? So I put it in concept. So this is like just an idea. Then I'll start writing it out. Then if it's ready to record, that tells me I need to record it. You can send to editor, or I can just put edit for myself, right? So it just says need to edit, revisions needed. If yes, it needs to go there. If not, I just skip it and go straight to ready to publish. And then once it's published, I move to posted. Okay. I'm going to show you how to create all of this. And all you have to do is you can just drag this over. So it's very visual. It's very nice. You do not need to use ClickUp. You can use Trello. You can use Notion. You can use Asana. You can use Jira. Any project management tool is going to be nice. Why do I like ClickUp? I like ClickUp because it has the most amount of freedom on the free plan, the most amount of access and available tools on the free plan. Okay. So here's what you're going to do. You see here on the left-hand side, actually, before I show you guys, here on the left-hand side, this is list. The list goes under the main space. So you have a full space and then you have lists of tasks. If I click on this main full space, okay, I can see all the tasks, right, under list. And then I can have documents, I can have resources. So this is kind of like if you use Google Drive at all, this is like the Google Drive view, but every type of format, right? So when you're in Drive, you can see sheets, you can see slides, you can see docs, right? This is like that view. And then if I click on the list under it, it becomes the actual uh, tasks themselves. So I'm going to show you how to create this, okay? The whole purpose of this is creating content. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to show you in the next couple of minutes is how to create it your own. It's almost like a pipeline, right? Just stages. It's called statuses. Whatever the status is. The status is like a pipeline where if you're trying to move a lead through becoming a paying customer, right? You have pipelines, right? Where it's like lead, meeting scheduled, meeting attended, close, meeting, lost lead, whatever, upsell, right? Whatever your stages are. So what we're going to do, again, this is a free plan. You're going to come over here on the left where it says create space. And this is recorded, so it'll be up later. You can go through it if you need to. You're going to create, you're going to click create space. What we're going to do is you're going to say social media content. Okay. I'm showing you how to build this from scratch. Space description, track and manage social media content. Somebody pick a color for me. I'm going to make you guys participate.
Purple.
Purple. And then let's look for maybe like a video. Okay, cool. Little video camera. This is just so I have it in the SASO Funnels workspace. So it's just a full workspace. So you just click next. It's going to be private if you want. I'm going to leave this public because look, spaces can be shared with members. So I can add guests. Why is this important? Because everything we do, we want to have it to be somewhat scalable, right? So I don't want you guys to be so focused on the long term that you're paralyzed, right? However, there's certain steps because I've done this a time or two. There's certain steps I can say, hey, if you do this now, this will help you down the road. Okay. So I don't want you to get so focused on like, I got to make it all perfect and packaged and ready to go. Like there's so many steps between now and there. However, if we're using this and we have this as public, this is going to be nice because as you bring on editors, you can add them to your ClickUp for 100% free. Okay. So we're going to go next. Now, let's stop right here. What task statuses do you want? We're gonna rename these. We're gonna make these our own. You do not have to use what I'm using. I just want you to understand. So the task statuses refer to the different stages, right? So for me, I showed you there's like concept, writing. Somebody lay out the order in which or like the categories that you put on content, right? For me, I go concept, writing, send to editor, review, revisions needed, ready to publish, published. That's what I do, right? That's the chronological categories of tasks, right? Somebody give me what you guys are. I'm not saying you're using this, but somebody let me know what you guys think you would use. And you can see here, they have in templates, they have content. So here's some content they do where it's like open, ready, writing, approval, rejected, publish. You have different ones here, marketing, concept, in progress, running, review. There's some Scrum ones, if you know what Scrum is. Again, just basically project management. There's open, in progress, close, super simple. So if you're like, I'm way overthinking it, you can do really simple. So here's what I'm going to show you. Not started statuses. I'm going to change this to idea or concept because what I can do is I can just throw up an idea very quickly and I don't have to worry about trying to save it or something, okay? So Michael says idea, script, film, edit, schedule, post. This is good. I like this one because this is very like solo, right? It's very like solopreneur if you're doing this by yourself, right? So I put idea here. Why is idea here in the gray? Because this is the not started status. That's a lot of S's. Not started statuses. Say that 5 times fast. So now we have active. So active for Michael would be first one once he's working on it would be script. And let's just do, I'm just gonna do like yellow. Next one is gonna be film. All I'm doing is typing and clicking enter. Orange. Next one would be edit. And I'm going to go red. And then we have schedule. To get to not started, it's already up here at the top. So whatever you go to, it'll always be at the very top. It usually says open. That's how I got there, Michael. I hope that helps. Schedule, let's do green like it's ready to be scheduled. We can do yeah, let's do green, ready to schedule. And then instead of me putting mine just says active. You might have to go to settings, and then in your settings, there's a setting where you can change the not started status. And active is here, not started is going to be up top. So you may need to go to your settings, and then you'll go to not started statuses. It's literally the settings, scroll down, and you'll see it. And then instead of, so schedule, actually, I'll change this to blue since you can see the completed status is green. And then instead of complete, I'm going to change this to publish to match his exact stuff. And I'll click next. So now it's going to say enable ClickUp. So this is where think about this. All this stuff here, I can turn all this on. You see, I just click it, it turns it on. This is why ClickUp is better because it gets really, really advanced very quickly. So I'm going to go through a few of these items, okay? Number one, when you're starting out, you do not need all of this, okay? It's going to get way too complicated, way too quick. So I'm going to show you what you need. Number one, priority is going to be good because you can classify these tasks as urgent priority, high priority, normal priority, or low priority. So you can categorize them by priority. We don't need sprints. Sprints, it refers to, it's more of a, I don't want to say advanced project management stuff. It's just some project management stuff where you're trying to complete all these tasks to one pertinent topic. You don't need to do that right now. You probably have heard this before. If you've heard SEO sprints, what they'll do is they'll say, how can I create all of this content for these people as fast as humanly possible in a very short amount of time, right? So they'll like an SEO sprint would be like, how can we create 10 blogs in 30 days, right? So it's a lot of work. That's why it's called a sprint. It's a lot of work in a little bit of time. It's a really bad way to describe it, but bear with me. Email, we don't need to connect email. You can send and receive emails without leaving ClickUp. You don't really need that. Tags, we're going to keep tags because tags are going to allow us to kind of put like a little sticker on this task, which I'm going to show you how we're going to use tags. We're going to use tags to basically say like short or long form content, written video, image content. So you can see it just by looking at the topic. You can see exactly what type of content it is. Custom fields. You don't really need custom fields, so we'll take it off. Custom fields would be like if you wanted to add your own category within the different things to measure or monitor. You don't really need that right now. Multiple assignees. You can use this. You probably don't need to. Multiple assignees would be like if you have multiple people on one project. You really don't need that for this, right? Time tracking. Check this out. Time tracking. If you're using virtual assistants, you can assign them to a task and you can say when they start the task, it will track so they can log in their own time. So if you're paying them by like hourly, you can track their time using this. Now, I'm not tracking because I'm just doing this for a solopreneur, right? Time estimates. This is good because I can say, hey, here's how long I think this is going to take me, right? And then there's work in progress limits. That we don't need this. We don't need remap subtask due dates. We don't need that. We don't need sprint points. We don't need incomplete. We don't need dependency. We don't need reschedule. And then we can leave show status progress on. So that's just going to show you what the status is. The things I just skipped over, right? The dependency warnings and the reschedule dependencies and the work in progress limits. What these basically say is You can have only so many tasks in progress. It also says you can also create relationships between tasks. So a relationship could be S to S, F to F, S to F, and F to S. If you have no idea what that means, it basically means start and finish. So there are some tasks that you cannot start until you finish the one before it, right? Like you probably should wait until you're finished eating food until you brush your teeth. So that would be an F to S task, right? Once you are finished eating, then you can start brushing your teeth, right? And it has to go in that order. That's what the dependency warning is. So the dependency warning would say like, do not brush your teeth until you have dinner. And if you go to try to complete brushing teeth, it's going to be like, wait, dependency error. You did not complete this first. How does that make sense with SAS? Well, um, I can't work on editing until I finish, filming, right? So that'd be like a really quick example. So all we need is priority, tags, time estimate, and status progress. So again, when you're starting out, less is more. Just do less, always less. So let's go next. Then required views. So what we're going to see, there's going to be different views. You can see it kind of in the background here. Here are the views I'd like to have. List, because you can list out all the tasks. Board is going to be crucial. Listen to me. Use board. Use board. Use board. Use board. Please, for the love of God, use board. The reason I want you to use board is because it is going to help you. It's going to be this view you have here. It is very visual. It is very beginner friendly. When you are starting out with project management, it is not a project management is not complicated. It is, how do I explain it? It's not complicated, but it is complicated. And that's a terrible explanation. Here's what it is. Project management is you take a bunch of simple things and you stack it all up. So it becomes complicated, but in itself, project management is just how do I stay organized? Okay. So the board is going to help you be organized. You don't need a mind map, timeline, and Gantt chart. I still don't really understand the difference between the two. Gantt chart, you don't need that either. Gantt chart is a nice visual way to view out when you do your tasks if you have the task dependency. So we don't need that right now. All we need right now is list and board. Okay. You're just starting out in project management. And then this is going to give you a review. So the space name is social media content, description, avatar. It's shared what's in this. Here's my task statuses that I've given that I created. Here are the little apps it gave me, and then here are the views. So now I'm going to click create space. Boom. So here we go. We now have our space. So what happened is you see I'm in list again, and I can rename this, by the way. I can, let's say I rename this to solo social. Let's just call it solo social, right? So this would be for you guys if you're creating your own social media. Now, this is under this space, right? So let's click on the actual space itself. So we're going to get the full view. This is where it gets really cool, okay? I can come over here to docs and I can push this little plus button and I can do as a view. And so now you see at the top, there's a view. So I can jump between lists, my board, which shows all my tasks, and the doc. So list and board are the same thing, just two different views. But Doc, this is actually just like a Google Doc. So we can create basically a Google Doc here. You can even check this out. If I click forward slash, actually, let me give it a title. So let's do, let's say we're doing short form. Okay, here we go. So if I come over here, come on. So right in the title. Once I get down here, you can see it says write something or type forward slash for command. So that's what I'm gonna do if I can if this will load. Let's try leaving, coming back. All right, blank page. What are you doing? Might be because I'm sharing my screen and Zoom does not play nice. But what I can do is I can actually come over here and I can click forward slash and I can embed Google Docs. I can embed Google Sheets. So from one view, I can have all this stuff for just the social media content. And so I'll have more trainings on how you can do this for a specific client and how you can create templates for your client. So that way, when you get a new client, you just basically say new space, client name, use template, and it gives you every single task that you need to complete in the order you need to complete it. And then all you have to do is go through and assign it to all the VAs. No idea why this is taking so long. Basically, what you do is you just click forward slash and it will actually link to the Google Drive. But I'm not sure why it's doing that. Maybe we'll come back to it. So you can see I'm under list. You can see it says idea concept. If I go to board, we have idea concept, and you can pick one or the other. You don't have to say idea and concept. You have script, film, edit, schedule, published. Okay. So now if I hover under here, it says new task. Oh, so I can click here And let's say the new task, somebody give me a social media content idea. It can be anything, any industry. Or somebody tell me the last piece of content you made.
Long form.
What was the topic though?
It was website feedback statistics, so like bounce rate, all that stuff.
Great. So website feedback statistics. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this user and I can assign it. And you can already see, look at all, this is my whole team. Look at all the people on my team. And I can just say, let's say I assign it to myself. Now, I want you to notice something. Save. If I click on this, oh, where'd he go? Let me try again. What was it? It was a website. What was it? Website stats. Assign to myself and save. Okay, so if I click here, why is it doing that? Here, let's go here. So you can go same view again. Website stats. And then I'm going to over here where it says the people assigned to myself. And then if I go over here, it says task type, task or milestone. Let's leave it as task. Milestone would be like an accomplishment. So it's like, okay, you made it to this point, right? You have templates. We're not going to do that. Let's go over here. Set due date. Let's say I have to do this and look how it's going to keep me organized. I need this on Friday. Priority. Let's say it's normal. Tags. I have no tags. Now, what type of, Christian, what type of content did you say this was, long or short form?
It was long form.
Great. So I'm
But
going to
I mean,
type
like I
in,
hooked it with like a short form
yeah.
content
So
too.
So let's say I do long form, and then I can type in short form, and then I can type in video, image, text. Now I'm not going to use all 5 tags, but I'm just going to show you something. So now I'm going to save this. Great. So now I can click on it. I don't know why I was doing that before. I don't know if it's Zoom or what, but it's like not letting me do any of this. Let me see if I can stop sharing for a second and pull it back up. But usually what I can do is I can yeah, I don't know why it's not working with me. I might just pull up my actual one to show you guys. Website stats. But what I can do from there is I can basically pull up those labels I just gave you guys. And from there, I can say, okay, this is the information I want to use. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. So let me just delete it. And I'll just pull up one of my own um, media boards. All right, let's try. Let me try sharing again. ClickUp is not having fun with the screen. Here we go. All right, so I have different ones, but you can see how it is. So what I can do is I can, once I have the task, you see there's the list, and then there's the board. So on the board, if I click on this, it's going to actually pull open the task. So now it can get pretty crazy here, right? So I have breakdown on social media content creation. So I have, and then I can create subtasks. So subtasks are tasks under the tasks. So if I want to have a video on breaking down social media content creation, I need to create like what would fall under that category. Well, maybe the equipment I use plus a setup, maybe writing short form content, maybe writing long form content, right? Maybe um, easy editing tools, right? And so I can create all these different things. Now, with the tags that I mentioned to you guys, if I click on tags, you see there's these different ones here. There's these 3 little dots. You can even change the color to give you a quick one. So training. So for me, I have videos for you guys that I'm for training, right? Long form. Let's change the color, and maybe that could be like green, like evergreen. Short form could be red because they go pretty quick, right? So here I can pick the tags, and then I could even put video like we did before, image, and then what was the other one? Text. So, and I don't want all these obviously, so I can just hover over, there's a little X. But if I click here, right? So now what I can do is let's say this video, this is training and this is video. So I can do this video, right? So I have my 2 tags here. Now, if I exit out of this, I can see from the board view, I can see this is a training video. So it's going to go in SASO University and it needs to be a video, right? Training video. And if I had let's say it was a short form, and so I could do a tag, and let's say this was like a short form, and then I can exit. and I can see, oh, it's short form, and I can even get rid of that tag from here. I can add my due dates, my priorities. So this is going to help me stay pretty organized. Now, here's what's really cool. You see all these different categories, all these different, I can have all these different tasks. I could have like hundreds of tasks here, right? If I click on this task, on the left, it says activity. Okay. So let's say I assign this to a virtual assistant. Okay. I can chat with that virtual assistant on this task specifically right here. Hello, can you give me an update? And we can chat right here. And I can I can react, I can give a thumbs up, I can reply specifically to this. I can reply here, I can assign this comment. So I can say, hey, I want Asan, I want you to reply to this. So I can tag him, I can at him. There's AI features, I can edit it, or I can just come over here and delete it, right? And so this is what's really cool is, and I can chat on this whole project. I can go to a specific subtask and I can chat on the specific subtask. And so what's cool is you can give yourself reminder notes, like you can journal to yourself, but then I can come up here to home. I'm not going to click on it because I have other client stuff here. And click on home or inbox, and I can see all the updates from all the different tasks, right? But for you guys, it's going to be huge because you can basically say, cool, I'm going to map this all out. And then let's go to dates. And I could say, you can see there's some quick ones, right? Today, later, tomorrow, this weekend, next week, next. So let's say I need this weekend, by this weekend. So there's my due date. And right there, this is a really simple way to just map everything out. And then if you need a description, you can write your scripts here, or I can do /. So you see I did /, it finally popped up. And you have all these different things. So this is just like Notion. Normal text, headings, bulleted lists. I can mention a page where I can write something. I can mention people, mention a task. There's views. I can embed, look, Google Drive, slides, docs, sheets. So let's say you're working with a client and you have a Google Drive for them. You can link it here. And then instead of inviting them to your Google Drive, you can link it here. And then you can chat with your client in the comments right here. And so one thing you can do is, I'm not going to show another space, but one thing that you can do is instead of having the task themselves, you can create a space and you can just say, instead of this saying list, it can say clients. And then you can have the clients as like, they can be the stages of the clients in the pipeline, and you can add tasks with all the client information. And then in the task itself, these can be all the subtasks. You can have all the subtasks for everything you need to do. And so what's really cool with ClickUp is if I click on this dot right here, these 3 dots, I can go to templates, save as template. So why is this so important? Why is that save it? And you can pick what you want to save as a part of the template, just like you can with Snapshot and Go High Level. So why is this important? If you are mapping out your social media content creation, and you know there's certain tasks that go into everything, right? If you're mapping out your client steps, so let's say I want to map out somebody act as a volunteer who's comfortable walking me through what process they know right now for their onboarding. You're not going to get it perfect. That's fine.
Well, like configuration, put the information from the user.
Yeah. Okay. So here, let's do this. Let's do this as a group because I'm happy with you. So somebody give me a fake name.
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne. Dude, sounds like a loser already. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So let's click on Bruce Wayne. So task number 1 is what? Onboard.
Yeah, but information.
Watch
Yeah,
this. So check this out. So I can click
company
onboarding.
information.
Yeah, I can click onboarding, and then I can click on onboarding again, and I can put more subtasks under this. So now I can put every subtask. So tell me some things I need for onboarding, the onboarding process. So everybody chime in. So we need, I'll get you started.
Company,
Domain.
yeah, company name.
Okay, so company info.
Yeah,
Somebody give some more stuff.
you need to set it up if they want the phone number.
Mm-hmm. So we can do like NAP, right? Name, address, phone number.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we need?
Social media logins. Google Business.
GMB access. Give me like 2 or 3 more.
Media and graphics.
Was that? Say it again.
Media and graphics, like any pictures
Oh yeah,
or the
yeah.
logo.
Any illustrations? And so here's what's cool. Any illustrations is kind of vague. I can click here and I could put all the different types of illustrations as subtask or even just action items. So action item would be like logo, previous work, headshots, right? For all the team. Maybe a family picture. That's really good for a local business. Maybe a company picture, right? It can get crazier. Thumbnail. I could do thumbnail poses. And instead of putting thumbnail poses there, I could come here to subtasks. I could put thumbnail poses. I could click on this, and this could become its own thing. Action. It goes crazy. You can go 7 layers deep, like Inception. And for thumbnail poses, I can do thumbs up, thumbs down, and I can just basically this all these things become checklists. And I just go up here, click back to any illustrations, onboarding. So you saw how fast I was able to create all these different tasks. What I can do just from onboarding. Let's go back to Bruce Wayne. That's just onboarding. What about, and then we go into client retention model, client acquisition model, right? And then let's say we do case study. So these could be like the 4 items that I go through, right? Now I'm just spitballing, I'm just brainstorming, right? And then I go into client retention model and I could say, what do I need to set up? I need, right, GHL sub account. I need domains linked. I need Stripe linked. And I can go through a whole list, right? And I can just do my best effort to guess what they need, okay? I'm saying guess for if you're a beginner, right? And I'm going to go through, I'm going to do all of this. Or as I'm working with a client, you can look back and say, what are all the tasks I need, right? As you're doing this, let's exit out. So you saw that's one client, and the client, obviously they're not social media, but I could put them in like lead, and then I can move them over here to, onboarding, and then I can move them here into client retention model, and then I can move here into client acquisition model. Then I can move them here to, current client, right? Whatever status you want. And I can just click on it at any point. And let's say I need somebody to do some of the work for me. Let's say I'm like, okay, cool. I need, you know what, Alec, I need you to do the client retention model. So I can assign this to you, right? And then if Alec is like, hey, I'm lost, can you help me? We can have a whole conversation here about this specific client. And it doesn't get muddled up in like a group chat where it's like, well, I'm working with this, I'm working with that. It's like, I just come right here, right? You can put Loom videos in here. They even have Loom integrations. We can have Loom integrations, then put your video in here. And so what's cool is I can come here, 3 dots, templates, save as template. Somebody tell me why that's so important.
Rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. And then what does it say right below save as template? So if I save this one time, and let's say I left out a step, I didn't put down the fact that I needed to know, what email provider they're using. I forgot something, right? You go back, you add the task, and then you click update existing template, and it updates it. So then when you get a new client, guess what? Your list of things that you need to fulfill and accomplish, it's already all there. It's already all there. Why is this so important? This is going to allow you, all you have to do is as you're building that out, this is going to allow you to measure out everything you're doing. And when we look at the SASO process, what are we talking about in the SASO process? We talk about simplify, automate, scale, optimize. Step 1 is simplify. You have to map out the process, and then you go, is there ways that maybe I don't need this task or that task, or what is all the information I need? And then you can start getting into dependencies. Well, what can I do at the same time? Or I'm going to have this VA do all this, you do all that, but then you have relationships. I can't start building the client retention model until we have all this information. So if you go to do it, it's going to be blocked because you can put a dependency on it. And I can show you very quickly how to do that. So basically I'd come here, right click, and then let's see, task type. No. Relationships, here it is. I would do dependency, and I would say waiting on. So I can't do this. So look, tasks that must be completed before this task. So I'll say I cannot move forward until I'm waiting on the updates from these. Blocked, tasks that cannot start until this task is completed. You cannot start working until this is done, right? So you can add dependencies and say, hey, I can't do this until that's done. And what the benefit of that is for you, you may understand that. But if you build this all out and map this out as you're doing it for yourself and for your clients, as you start bringing on VAs, all you're doing is saying, here's a new template. And in the templates, you can actually save who it assigns to. So you say, I have a new client, click new, change the name, and it automatically assigns to the new client all the tasks. And now for the tasks, what are you going to do for the client or for the VA? You're going to put blocked or waiting on onboarding. So you have to onboard them unless you have a VA doing it. And you're basically saying, hey, don't start this work until it's fully onboarded. And then as you update the progress, they'll get notified. And then it goes, cool, task dependency has been unlocked because you put everything through. And then the VA knows, cool, I can get started. And you can comment in the activity. Hey, I just finished this work. You're good to go ahead and get started. Let me know if there's anything you're missing. If he or she says, hey, I'm missing X, Y, and Z, guess what? That becomes a new task in the onboarding. And then to change the status of it, this little dot right here, and here's all my statuses. And as you change the status, if somebody's assigned to it, they will get notified and said, hey, this status just changed. This status has changed. And that's all going to be up here in home. So you guys see how powerful this tool is, and I'm not paying a single penny for it. And you can even create, you can see top left, you can even create automations. I don't use them myself because it's already pretty nice, but you can create automations. You can create, add task, add a milestone. There's templates, browse templates. You can even come in here and look at all these already templates. All these templates already created. Social media content plan. All these different templates already created. You can search them. Look at all this. 148 by task. Let's look at spaces.
I don't think your screen's being shared, by the
I
way.
think you're not sharing the screen anymore.
It's on desktop. Oh, wait, hang on. Let me go. You can see that? Okay. Let me show you how I did that. Up here, down arrow, browse templates. All these templates. And look at all this stuff. Space 57, folders, list, task, doc, checklist, whiteboards, complexity, beginner, immediate, advanced. You can say I'm a beginner and I want a beginner tasks. Creativity or creative agency proposal planning. And it gives you all these different things. Look at this. And you can see if you can, I don't know if you can see very well, but there's red and yellow. Those are task dependencies that they have built in. So when it comes to if you truly, if you are the type of individual who's like, I really want to master a software, the number one software, listen to me, because you guys know I don't ever recommend this. The number one software to master is ClickUp, because this is the only software that you need to be using and you need to be the master of. That's the number one software you need, because here's the thing. If high level dies tomorrow or gets sold out, you have to restart learning everything, right? Does the order of operations change that much in terms of what you do to fulfill? The tools change, but do the actual tasks change? Do you still need access to the domains? Do you still need access to the socials? Do you still need access to GMB? Do you still need access to all of these things? The answer is yes, right? So if you master ClickUp, if ClickUp dies tomorrow, guess what? Asana, Trello, Jira,
Notion.
Notion's not quite, but it's you can do a very similar layout. It's not quite as nice as the others, but yeah, Notion. They all look identical to this. And if you use Notion, right, you know you can do a board space where you see it just like this. And you can do,
I use Notion actually.
yeah, so Notion's the same. It's not quite as good for project management, but it's the exact same.
Oh, and the thing is, they come out like 2-3 weeks ago with projects. So
Oh, very nice.
now it's very similar to ClickUp.
Very nice. So Notion's another good one. Notion is good, and ClickUp are good. These two are really good because we don't talk about this too much, but when you're looking at new software to use, make sure the software that you're using has a massive YouTube audience or a massive YouTube presence. Not Notion itself has a massive YouTube presence, but there's like a massive community. WordPress has a massive community, right? Notion, massive community. ClickUp, massive community. So I can hop on YouTube and I can learn very, very quickly. High level, massive community. I can learn very quickly from people on YouTube who the company does not necessarily pay, right? But these systems all look the exact same. So if you can master understanding, how do I document the process? How do I sign tasks in the process? How do I ensure everything is going well? That is the number one step in the SASO process. It's simplifying. You simplify through organization, because once everything is laid out, you can go, don't need that. It's like that Tony Stark meme, right? Where he's like looking at the weird tablet like a toddler. And he's like, all right, cool, don't need that. Keep this, get rid of this. This can be simplified. This needs to be much more in depth and much more, analyzed, right? That's the first step into the SASO process, simplify. So that's where I'm showing you guys the other benefits of using ClickUp and everything. But this is step one when it comes to using the social media content, is just mapping out the process and then understanding every single intricate step. And then, of course, once you get to the level where I'm at, not saying I'm at a high level, but once you get to the level where I am, let's say this is in concept. Let's say I'm writing this. Let's say I'm ready to record. I've recorded it and I send it to editor. I can invite the editor to my ClickUp space, and then I can come over here and click assign to. And let's say Sully is my editor. I'm going to click Sully and add him as the editor, so he knows, hey, this project is ready to go. And then all I have to do is upload the video to, let's say, WeTransfer, and have a WeTransfer link, or just put it in a Google Drive link and then have the Google Drive link right here. So I can go / let's say it'd be a Google folder. So I just do a Google Drive, and then you would just copy and paste the URL right there and it would embed it right there. So you can just click it, download the video right there. And he doesn't need access to anything, right?
So actually, what do you say to give you access to your thing on inside the Go High level? You use the media because it's unlimited.
Say that again.
So you can limit the access for people.
Yeah.
Let's say you put the things that you work for, that work with you. That way you just off everything that they don't need.
Mhm.
Just give you access to media.
Yeah.
They can upload stuff over there because it's unlimited. So that way you don't need to use Google Drive and the stuff. You can have folders and the stuff over there.
Yeah. So in Google,
Inside the Go High level.
Oh, okay. You're saying you can share it within high level?
Yeah, because you put everything there, you have everything in one place. Because normally some videos and the stuff you're gonna stream it right away. You can use the link from there to put it in your web page and documents and that stuff.
Yes. So you can do that as well in high level. What I'm referring to in this one would be if this is like just the editing process. So let's say like high level is not even involved. This would just be like, I record footage, put it up, share it via WeTransfer, Google link, and then they come download it to start editing.
I know what you mean now.
Yeah. But yeah, you're exactly right. You can also use high level for some of those. You can even use the tasks in high level, which they're not great yet, but they're getting way, way better. And then when you want to invite somebody, just go bottom left, invite. You put in the invite by email, and then you can pick what they have access to. So public spaces, docs, and dashboards, or admin if they want managed space, people billing, other workplace. And then you can always manage your team up in settings. And then again, there's a whole bunch of different tasks, right? You can do reminders, track time. And so this is what's good. If you want to add the track time, so let's say somebody is working on a task, I can have them, like I said earlier, you can track the time. And as they are tracking the time, this is going to allow them, or allow you to understand, okay, this is how long they've been working on it. I'm not a fan of that because I think people cheat the hours, or at least I'm paranoid. But that is just a basic mini rundown on how I like to use ClickUp in my business for creating social media content. So,
Yeah, actually, this tool is
go.
very people. If you go for job description and that stuff, when you are in project management on that kind,
Mhm.
it requires at least you have knowledge on ClickUp because it's a tool very handily and used on project management and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice the tool. But for me, in my case, I am not yet on the level you are, so I'm more in the beginning. So I will need to start bringing people before I start using this.
And what you can do is, like, if as you start doing it, especially if you have like a good understanding of project management, you start meticulously putting your task. That's a really nice one for like the team collaboration. So you can just say you can assign them, and then once it moves to stage where it's like ready to edit, the editor knows, okay, cool, I'm ready to edit his content. And then once they send it back to ready for review or review needed, then it notifies you, hey, review needed. You need to review this, right?
That's correct.
So that's
But
a really nice way to use it. But yeah, project management in general, it's going to be the number one task, I think, to manage or to master, because it's going to allow you, regardless of what you are trying to do in terms of, um, regardless of what you're trying to do in terms of like the side hustle, right? Everything becomes a project. You need to understand, what do we need to do? What's the process? How can we simplify the process? How can we automate the process? How can we scale the process? How can we optimize the process, right? It's always going to boil down to project management, starting with that first task, which is simplify. So you got to document everything. Then you can add tags instead of color coding and saying, because I tell you in the video, right? Color code, like red is automate, yellow is delegate, green is do it yourself. You can just add tags like automate, delegate, and then, you can put C-suite or me, right? Needs me, right? And then you can start from there realizing, cool, here's all the tasks I need to do. Here's all the tasks I need to make sure are working properly via automations. And I need to pay somebody to automate it one time. And then I can save the automated templates or the automation templates. And then I need to monitor the work that's actually being delegated. And so everything tagged with delegate gets assigned to VAs, and it shows you exactly how to do it, right? And every time you go, you do it one time, you save the template. Every time you go, you update the template, making it more and more perfected. And there's going to be some tasks that not every client does. There's going to be some tasks where every client needs to do it. But it's better to have all those tasks and go through the checkbox like a doctor, right? So if you're like, oh, I need access to their domains. And they're like, oh no, we'll point it to you. We don't need to worry about it. Okay, cool. Once that's done, we're just going to check it off, right? So do we need to build you a logo? No, we already have one. Cool. Check it off, right? So you can go through that list and basically you have a full list of everything. But if somebody already has it done, you just move the task to straight to completed, right? So any questions on ClickUp before we move into creating long and short form scripts? No? All right. So long and short form scripts. Somebody who, I know a few of you might be struggling with it. I know a few of you guys were saying this is like, it's taking you way too long to do. Walk me through some of the issues you're having with the scripting. This is a safe space, I promise. No one is gonna laugh.
well, I would say in my case, you don't know where to start. That will be my
Just starting in
my
general.
thing. Where you started in general, right? Because you need to become with the idea. Right, you can try to perform these popular frameworks, the IDA and the stuff. But yeah, where to start, how you create the main content after that, because I believe the way you teach is you say do a very long content and then do like
Short form.
a few short forms,
Mhm.
but around that content, right?
Yeah.
So the beginning will be say where you start, because something is confused for me is you say you not should be teach, because if we teach, we are friends. If we are not friends, so
Yeah.
what will the content I will share with you, with the
Yes.
people?
Yes.
When the people say, don't say the how, say the
Mhm.
what, that thing for me is some
I
confused,
got you.
because where is the what is the how, that's it.
Perfect. So let's look at, for example, what I just covered, right? What I just showed you guys was the what, in what order, and the how, and the why, right? So what do we cover was the structuring of how to monitor our progress as we create social media. What order do we go through it? Number one, we create the space. Number two, we make sure we have a clear understanding of the pipeline that the content goes through. Number three, we create tasks and subtasks. We can monitor the progress, and then we assign anything to anybody, whether it's ourselves or our virtual assistants. And then we just do the work, right? Why do we do that? We do it so that way we can map everything out. We do it so we get a clear understanding of where the content is in the pipeline or in the stages of completion. And we do this so that way we can stay on track to make sure we're posting content consistently. How do we do it? How do we do it was, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. Number one, Click here and create new space. Number 2, create the name. Number 3, description. Number 4, create all the like click which options you want to show, right? Number 5, yada, yada, yada. Number 6, create the task. Click this button here. Click this button. That was the how, right? So the how is the technical show. The what is basically saying, here's what I'm going to show you. Here's the order of which I'm going to show you. And here's why I'm showing this to you, right? So if I didn't share my screen at all, the screen share goes into SASO University. And then me saying everything leading up to that would be the actual public content, right? So for example, what industry are you in?
So, and what industry I am right now? Yeah, I know pick a niche right now. Like, to
Okay,
be honest with you, I am
that's fine.
very trying to find who is the best market for me. I
Okay,
know
so
the beauty salons. I don't.
I'll come back to you and help you out at the end with the niche selection, but somebody throw me an industry. And we'll go through making content for that industry. Whoever
To be
wants free
storage.
HVAC.
HVAC. Okay, cool. So what is if we and this is exactly what we go through when we're making content, okay? What is the number one question or topic of conversation you have regarding HVAC owners? What is the number one
The
conversation
number
you
one
feel like you're
topic.
Yeah,
Uh,
like if you're like, oh, they always ask me about this, what would that topic be?
yeah, not enough work. Like, how do I get more people to work for me?
Okay. So you want to do not enough work or not enough workers?
Not enough workers. Sorry.
Okay, cool. So here's what we do. All we're gonna do is we're gonna map out the problem. Okay. Not enough workers in HVAC space. Okay. When you help them with this process, what do you typically advise them? And what he's gonna and to talk to everybody, because I'm gonna talk with Mateo a little bit here. But what I want you guys to notice is I don't have to tell him in what order, because he's not gonna say, I hope he's not gonna say, oh, just find more workers. He's gonna say, here's how. And he's gonna tell me chronologically how to do it. Now he doesn't have to say step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, but even if he does or doesn't, it's gonna be assumed he's speaking in order, right? Most of us don't say, most of us speak in a specific order. We don't just like start in the middle, go to the beginning, go to the end. We don't start with the end. We usually start with the beginning, right? If you're saying, hey, how do I do this, right? How do I start the car? Number 1, get in the car. You're not going to be like, oh, like once you're in the car, it's good. It's like, okay, well, how do I start the car? Okay, key in, turn the key, right? The key has to be in before you turn it, right? Or push the brake, push the button. You have to push the brake before you push the button, right? He's not going to say push the button, but make sure you're pushing the brake first, because it's like, well, tell me the right order so I'm not like tearing my car up, right? So that's a really bad example, but you're kind of understanding. So, Mateo, what is the process you take them through when they're like, hey, there's not enough workers?
Well, so our process right now is to tell them to increase prices while trying to hire and then train.
Okay, so increase prices of service or increase what you're paying them, increase wages.
Service.
Okay, so and so check this out. He told me what to do, right? What's my next question going to be? Why? So why do you tell them that?
Because it offsets um
Hiring costs.
yeah.
Because if I increase the service of the price, you will be able to pay more to the worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Michael also said it slows down sales velocity, so you're making more money with less work, or you're trying to get the same amount of money with less work.
Yeah,
Is that right?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So increase pricing on services to offset wages. Oh, I was typing in the wrong chat. Wages and decrease sales velocity. Why? This allows you to either A, and I can even just come down here to this. This allows you to either A, make more per job so you can justify paying above market wages and attract more high quality workers. Or B, decrease sales velocity so you can make the same amount of revenue with fewer workers / jobs. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Great. So right here, when we're using, now let's look at our framework. Our framework is what? Problem, frame, old way bad, new way good, right? So where would this fit into this 4-step framework? This is what to do, right?
So
So
that
I'm
will
gonna-
be the new way good.
New way good. There we go. So now we're gonna work backwards. Mateo and Michael, because I know you guys are a duo right now. What are they currently doing? What are they, when you ask them, hey, what are you trying to do to fix this? What are they currently telling you? Or what behavior do you see that they're trying to do to fix this on their own?
Well, they do hire. It's just they're lacking the skill from whoever they hire.
Okay. So old way bad. Keep trying to hire, hoping to find a needle in a haystack type of worker who has the skills and for whatever reason will accept the pay. Is that about fair?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Frame, why should we listen to you guys?
Like me, like
Yeah, yeah.
us.
Yeah, because this is for
Yeah.
you guys. Yeah. Why
Yeah.
should I listen to you guys?
Because we've been in the industry, we know what to do. We've seen the ins and outs, and
Perfect.
we've
So you
seen
can
what the
say
big companies do.
experience, research, results. That's what you're gonna put in there. And now how do I create a problem, a problem? I call this like a problem agitating hook, right? And all you're gonna put here is like something like, HVAC owners can't, you can say like how
Can't
many
find the right worker for the job.
can't find the right worker for the job. You hire, and everyone, you can say, and no one wants to work. Those that do have little to no skill and take more time out of your day to train, manage than doing the work yourself. Am I spot on so far?
Yep.
Great. Now, with long form, we need them to consume all of the content, right? We need them to stick around. So we need to now basically say what we're going to cover and why they should stick around, okay? So what do they need to what we're going to cover in this training, video, resource, whatever. In this blah, right? I'm going to show you exactly how to solve this problem using, and then we're going to refer to new way good, but we want to be a little mystical about it, a little mysterious about it, a little creating curiosity and excitement, right? So they're either so desperate they fast forward or they stick around and watch the video. So I'm going to show you exactly how to solve this problem using the exact, you could say pricing model, you can say approach, you can say whatever that I or my clients use, or that's basically what you're saying. I use this, or I use this for my clients, right? So you would say for you, Mateo, you could be like, this is the exact model I used when I was working in HVAC and I was tired of struggling with this, right?
See, we use that hook, but we also say like this is what the bigger companies are using. So we kind of tie it to say that we have authority, we've worked in the industry, and this is what the bigger companies are
Okay.
using.
Okay. Yeah, that could work.
Yeah.
And then from here, the second line you want to do is you want them to stay longer. So you're going to say something along the lines of you'll want to stay to the end of the video. So you could say, You're gonna want to stick around because at the end, and then you're gonna put here over deliver, over deliver, however you want to phrase it, right? So what you're saying is if you have a headline and the headline is, and we'll talk about the headline in just a second, the headline may not imply this. I want you to treat this as like a bonus. So if you're going to want to stick around because at the end, I'm going to show you how this pricing model or how this approach will allow you to stop working in your business altogether. Right there. So it's kind of like, oh, okay. And you got to put, again, this is where the avatar analysis comes into play because you guys know what your avatar wants. Sometimes the blue collar guys are like, you're going to have to pry my dead body out of a driveway. I'm not stopping. I will work till I die. Right. Sometimes they're like, they say that. And then 2 days later, they're like, my back. Like, you're not built to do blue collar your whole life. And you're like, all right, let me get you out of there. Right. So you can have some kind of a bonus to basically say you're going to want to stick around because at the end, I'm going to show you how this will help you stop working in your business altogether. And then you don't want them to skip, right? But if you skip any of the process, it's not going to work. You have to do this in this order if you want it to work. So their whole hook, you've got about 3 to 4 sentences, right? Or let's say 6, let's say 2 per bullet point, right? It's very quick for a long form video. Like the hook, in this video, we're going to cover this, and bonus if you stick around, so you had better stick around, right? Why should you listen to us? This is what I'm about to show you is the exact model that I used when I was working my 7 years in HVAC, and we took our company from X to Y in Z timeframe, or X to Y without doing Z, or X to Y using this framework, right? This is the same model that these big companies are using, and they're charging an arm and a leg for it, and we're going to show it to you for 100% free right now, right? And Abraham, for you, when I'm in here, right? I can expand on this a little bit, but I'm not actually going to say use this pricing model, move it here, move the number here. If someone lose here, if your churn's here, I'm not getting into the technical. The technical is kind of like the how, right? The minute you start getting technical is where you're touching into the how. So I'm telling them what to do, why, right? So right here is your framing. And then if your title, not enough workers in HVAC space, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to just hop in Google. Let's say HVAC, how to find employees. And I'm going to look at headlines. How to recruit HVAC technicians for your commercial HVAC. Let's look at 5 smarter ways. So I'm just going to get a little inspiration here, right? I can even go to ChatGPT and I can copy and paste this whole thing in there and say, create headlines for me. So we can let's go over to chat. Copy. Create a compelling YouTube video title for this content. Copy, paste. Revolutionize, this is a little corny, but revolutionize your HVAC business, boost profits, attract skilled workers, and do less. So give me 5 ideas. Let's just give me 5. And I wouldn't do this little colon thing, but you can say, so this one's not bad. This is a little complicated, but solving the HVAC labor dilemma, right? Unveiling the pricing secret to quality workers. I would probably simplify this. Write this in a 5th grade reading level. Fixing the HVAC worker problem, finding the right pricing trick, I'd say to attract great workers. That's not bad at all. And you're seeing how fast I'm doing it, right? I'm not putting that much brain power into it. So there's your title. And that leads right into this, which is how many HVAC owners can't find the right worker for the job. You're hiring. No one, it feels like, and I put a lot of emotion, right? And feels like no one wants to work. right? And so this is not a bad script at all, like for the bones. And so the big thing that you guys want to do for your bones is you have to map out the content structure, right? And then in New Way Good, it's what, in what order, why. What do you need to do? What's the order of what you need to do? Why? And then you can map it out in bullet points, and then you can add meat under it. And then recorded reading it, if you're over 20 minutes, you probably need to trim out some of the fat. Now, what I would recommend differently than I have in my content, because I'm learning a lot of the long form content, is instead of having a call to action at the bottom, or you're still going to have your call to action, but your new call to action should not be the full call to action. It should be point to a VSL. And the VSL is going to be pinned on your YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and you have that welcome video that you get to, that needs to be your VSL pinned there. And then you need to push all of your content to that VSL. And so now your call to action at the end is, hey, if you are possibly interested in working with me, if you need help with this, check out this video right here. And it's gonna tell you everything that we do. And they'll click on it, and that's the VSL that we're now pushing them to. So you don't have to have a full call to action. So oh, hang on. Dyslexia. So we should create a VSL even if we don't have 5 clients yet. You don't have to. It's probably, for most of you, I'm going to say no, because a lot of people, what they're doing, and that's why I'm moving into the accountability. A lot of people, what you guys are doing, not you specifically, Christian, but I'm just saying you guys in general, a lot of what you guys are doing is you're like adding more and more and more tasks before going live. And so a lot of you are thinking, I need to have this built out and then I need to go live, right? And I was talking to somebody earlier this week, and I was like, it's the equivalent of saying like, let me ask you, how many of you guys are dating? Just put like a little emoji reaction. Is there emoji reactions? I don't even know if they have emoji reactions in here. How many of you guys are dating, just for example? Okay, or trying to date. We're gonna have Michael singing like Juice
It's
WRLD.
complicated. Does that count?
Yeah, so but you guys are there any of you who are like, I refuse to date? Anybody who's like, I'm not dating, not married, not putting myself out there, none of that. Let me see, chat's going crazy.
Can I add something?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, the thing is, I was doing live training, right? Like a live demonstration. But looks like for the thing of the avatar, the niche and that stuff, I'm not looking the right client, right? The right customer that can be a good fit. So the thing I doing right now, I restructuring everything, but the thing I want to do is qualify those guys in the same channel they are. Let's say they are in Instagram, they say they are in Facebook. I want to qualify there before sending to a video with me. If they don't have the, the time, the money or everything. So I just leave it there. You don't go to the next phase because I was wasting a lot of time, a lot.
Yeah. So the way you're going to do that, if you look at the step 2 training, you can do that through a form. So you can still push them to the funnel. At the top of the funnel, you have your VSL, which is the same VSL you have on YouTube, and you can literally embed the YouTube link. And then in the form for the calendar, you have those 5 questions that we cover, which are basically one of them is like, what is your current metric? So you're not going to say metric. You're not going to say what's your current dream status. You're going to say, what is your current blank? Like how much, if you're dealing with accountants, how many clients do you service a month? If you're dealing with funeral homes, like how many families do you help every month, right? You're not going to be like how many dead bodies you put in the ground, right? You're going to put like a nice way to measure the metric, and it's going to be the number 1 metric in the industry. And so you're going to say, where are you? Where do you want to be? And then the last question is, do you understand this takes time and or money? It takes time and money to do. So it takes your time and your money to do this. Even done for you, it takes their time because they're still onboarding. There's nothing worse than a done for you client who won't reply to a message. I have clients like that, and it's like, we could have been done with this work within 30 days, and it's like 4 months later because you're taking so long to reply to a message, right? So yeah,
Yeah, right.
you can push them to the funnel, and then they fill out that form, and then when they get on the call, you have the answer already. Okay, I see it's like a doctor, right? You can have them fill out like a doctor's form before they come into the room. It's like, okay, I see here, here, here. Okay, cool, and then you take them through the step 5 closing framework.
No,
And
yeah, actually it's the same thing, but the thing is I am doing with the automation inside the messenger or inside the Instagram DM
yeah,
or
that's
something like
perfect.
that before putting everything because it's really they are not qualified. I don't want
Yeah.
it. So the thing I can give you is like a lead magnet or a guide to see if I can guide you to A to B. That way, when you are in B, let me know if you want. That's it.
Yeah. And so I love that. That's what I'm showing you this for because I want you to have your lead magnets on YouTube videos because you're going to start getting views and you can retarget them for free. So the lead magnets have to become social media content. And then when they want the social media content, or when they want the lead magnet that you're reviewing, they subscribe to your channel and then they DM you and they say, hey, can I get access to that? And that's what we're going to be covering at the end of this call. But yeah, what you're doing is already pretty good. The only difference I would make is instead of saying go to this lead magnet, I would say check out this YouTube video where I cover that. And the YouTube video has a lead magnet that you're reviewing. And then if they want the actual lead magnet, they have to DM you back for it. And so what that does is you're going to get people DMing you like, oh, can I get this? Can I get this? Can I get this? And then you're going to take them through the sales inbound conversation, which I'm going to cover in just a few minutes. But that's why we use this structure. So hopefully that makes sense. So, and then somebody asked, do we need a VSL when you're starting out? You don't need one because and this was the example that I was teasing somebody about. I was like, if you're dating, right? If you put yourself out there, how many of you are like 6'5", buff, and you have $1 million in the bank account right now? All right, Mateo has $1 million in the bank. I'm gonna have to get let me hold a couple of dollars. No, I'm kidding. So not everybody's in that position, right? But we know from like social media, like they're always like, oh, ladies, what's your type? And they're like over 6 foot, 400K a year, in shape, or at least the shape I like, right? Just because you hear that, you're not like, I gotta go back to the drawing board. Like I'm not 6'4", I gotta go get knee surgery, right? And then they 300 pounds. That's another story. We're not even gonna mention that because I'm gonna get canceled. But then what happens is they're gonna be right. You're not stopping and you're not saying, oh, let me go make $1 million before I date. Let me go get plastic surgery before I date. Let me go get rich before I date. Let me go get in super big shape. No, you're putting yourself out there the entire process while you're doing self-improvement, right? Hopefully you're not the same person you were last year or the year before, right? So when you're scaling your business, there's a certain planning period, yes, but a lot of you are taking that planning period and you're turning it from a planning period into like a planning pregnancy. And it's like, I'm going to give birth to this business in 9 months. It's like at some point, I feel like I've got to pin you down and be like, listen, you're getting a C-section. This business baby is coming out of you. This baby business needs to just come out already, right? Like you're holding it in. So that's where I'm saying, like, you don't need to go perfect it. The number one way that you're gonna perfect your business is by actually getting out there and doing the work. And like for example, we looked at the ClickUp templates, right? You're not gonna know the exact Imagine if you try to plan. Meanwhile, I can be over here getting clients and improving my process as I go. So I'm making money while I'm learning, and then you're just spending money on high level and not learning, right? So that's where a lot of you guys are like, you're focused on providing the perfect package. I love that you're putting that kind of pressure on yourself. I love that you have that kind of quality standard for yourself. However, I need you speaking with the client as you're doing it so you can make sure that the work you're doing is actually going to apply and actually going to translate into dollars in your pocket and results for the client, right? So you've got to it's a twofold operation. That's why the SASO process is a cyclical process. As you're working, you're simplifying, you're automating, you're scaling, you're optimizing, and then you're repeating. I got to simplify further. I got to automate further. I got to scale further. I got to optimize further. Why? Because if you say, how can I simplify this 100% before I go to automation, you're never going to automate the business. You can always be better, right? How can I gain more muscle and cut more fat before my bodybuilding show? If it's like I got to gain, well, hang on. You never cut before the show. So it's a process of gaining muscle, cutting fat, right? How can I make my workouts more efficient? How can I make my dieting more dialed in? How can I focus on getting more sleep, right? How can I further optimize, right? It's the bodybuilding, businesses, dating, it's all the same. If you focus too much on planning, you're like, think about it. If you're like planning the best pickup line to talk to this girl, right? You're like, okay, I'm gonna say that. Nah, let me go back. And you're planning for like 4 weeks. You're like, that's not good enough. And you plan for like 4 months, and you check social media, and she's engaged, and you're like, what happened? Oh, wait a minute. Your pickup line you've practiced for 8.5 months. She was dating somebody the whole time, and he just proposed. So that's kind of like what's happening. Like think about all the clients you guys are letting slip by because you're over planning too much. And a lot of that stems from, what if it doesn't go well? That's fine. It's not going to go well every time. That is scary. I understand that. But that's why I say start with these lower quality clients, because you're either going to hit gold. Like go talk to, if you want an inspiring story, go talk to Ismail, who's still like, I don't know if I'm doing it right. He's got like 5 major case studies. I'm like, bro, charge. Number one, I told him charge more. Number two, you're doing it right. And sometimes you need me to come up behind you and kick you in the butt. But he's somebody who's like, he had his low quality client. They're crushing. And he's like, maybe I got lucky. Maybe you did. Go get lucky again. Go try it again. Maybe you did. But if you keep doing it a few times and you look back and you go, I got lucky 5 times in a row. What am I doing? Measure that process, document that process, and then repeat it. Boom, you're in. That's it. That's exactly how it works. So you can't overplan. So I want you guys to understand you cannot. It's like you guys are familiar with like Navy SEALs, like special forces guys.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So I worked with a few, and it was really cool because like I would because I was in the army for a little bit. I didn't do special forces. Don't be like, well, yeah, soul and valor. No. I was like some like nobody in the military, but every time these guys would come around, it was really cool to hear them talk, because what they do is they plan everything while they're working. So what they would do, for example, have you guys seen the story like Lone Survivor, where the guy goes into, I think they're like in Afghanistan. Okay, cool. If you listen to, I think his name's like Marcus Luttrell, right? Yeah, exactly. So if you go into his story and listen to him speak about like the special forces part, right? Or yeah, special forces, I think he was. What you'll hear is it's the same for all the special forces guys. When they got caught by the shepherds, they caught the shepherds, right? And their options were kill these 2 innocent people and we're safe, or let them go and they might rat us out. What they were doing is they're planning contingencies the whole time. So they're like, if this is going to happen, we got to do this. They would map out all the hypotheticals. And then this is what's crazy. They would plan for every single hypothetical. And this is something that they would do in the military. They would teach you. It's really, really cool. But these special forces and Rangers guys had this stuff down locked. So they'd be like, listen, what if this is my only food? Here's how I need to break it apart. If I lose food, I need to do this. If this happens, I need to do that. I need this. And they would plan for every scenario. And they would always, this is the interesting part. They'd always say this: you can never plan for everything. But if you plan for as much as you can think of, you're going to be better off than you planned for nothing. But you still have to go through with the mission, because if you overplan and you never hit the mission, then, you missed your window of opportunity. So a lot of you guys, you're over planning, which I love the planning, but you need to plan while you work. Otherwise, you're going to fall behind. You're going to miss your window of opportunity. High level is going to be dead and gone by the time some of you guys get started. Okay. So that's where ClickUp comes into play, and you need to set time estimates. I think this will take me this much time. I need it done by this date. Start working on it every single day. You pop up in ClickUp. Here's my tasks by priority, by due dates, and I start working on them. For like people like Michael and Mateo, you guys are on the same team. You both make a free ClickUp account and you invite each other to the same space. And now you guys can chat through there on different projects. Hey, where are we on this? Oh, let me update the status, right? Okay, here, we're done here. Cool. We need this done. Okay, I can't do that. I can't do it either. Cool. Let's assign to a VA. Hop on Fiverr. Got a VA. Invite him to ClickUp. Assign him. Hey, this is your work. Here's all the details. He didn't do well. Cool. X, remove him from the team. Bring somebody else in. Assign to the exact same task with all the notes already there. Here's your work. Okay, cool. He does a good job. We keep him. Right? It's really just that simple. And so just to start bringing this to a close, when we're looking at this content here, right? This becomes your long form content. You would then take different parts of this and you could break this into shorter pieces of content. And you can do variations of this, because short form content has a short life cycle, half-life. Do you guys know what I mean when I say half-life? Like elements have half-lives? Anybody not know what I mean by half-life? All right, you don't have to be embarrassed if you don't know it. Nobody comes out of the womb knowing everything. Great. So YouTube, when I post a YouTube video, it's going to be there forever. If I post a TikTok, it's going to be on the For You page for like, what, 12 hours? Maybe 3 days, right? So you can post multiple variants. So you don't have to just post, I'm not just going to say, okay, here's 2 pieces of content. I could post multiple variants on this. But if I wanted to make 2 pieces of content on this, I would say, how can I shorten all of this? So I don't need this in short form, right? Because it's not a long form video. I don't need this because it's implied. I can basically merge these two together. So I can say, here's how to find high quality HVAC employees. Does this sound like you? You're hiring, and it feels like nobody wants to work. And those that do, they have little skill and take so much out of your time to manage, train, whatever. And they take longer than actually doing the work yourself. Instead, let me show you the exact approach I use in my company that actually helps me stop doing the work and helps my clients stop working within their business. What you need to do is you need to focus on increasing your pricing. I know this sounds backward, but you need to increase your pricing. This is going to allow you to either make more per job or decrease your sales velocity so you can make the same amount of money with less people. That's it. I'm going to word vomit it, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to rewrite it so it sounds pretty. But I just did all that in less than 50 seconds, and I'm just reading the frame. And if you're like, well, how do I make this longer? Expand this content. This is all it is to start. And then let's say that's not long enough. I can say write more and use a laid back tone that would resonate with blue collar Americans. I have no idea if what this is going to give me is going to sound good or not. Let's talk real talk. Yeah, this went way country, right? Way fast, right? And so I can take this and I can just keep expanding it. Claude might be a little better for it. I just copy this, put it into Claude and say expand it. Or I can say write 800 words on this topic. Enter the new sheriff in town. I don't know if that's 800 words, but oh, there it goes. I was about to say, I was like, that is not 800 words. But look at this. This is not, look at this. This is not bad. And then you're going to take it and you're going to restructure it and you're going to rewrite it so it doesn't say cringy stuff like enter the new sheriff in town. Right? And then I can say using this content, create 5 short form topic ideas. And so these can be all different headlines for the same message, but because it's short form, we can have 5 different angles on it. Very, very slight differences between the angles. And probably these are a little cringy, but I don't know why ChatGPT loves using a title with a semicolon. Give me, let's just say 3 different short form scripts for this content. These are like hooks kind of, but you can, again, Claude might be a little bit better, but you can see how it wrote me a decent 800 words. Making more per job, the high roller approach. Let's break down the first benefit, making more per job. You bump up those prices and suddenly each job brings in more cash. Now, this isn't just about padding your pockets. It's about justifying paying your workers above market wages. That's not bad at all. Would I take this and run with it? No, because a lot of people think I can just do a, ChatGPT and post the content and go with it. But this is not a bad starting point. So I could then copy this into a Google Doc, put it into my ClickUp, and I could put that in the writing stage or script stage, I think is what Michael said. And right there, I could say, cool, scripting. And I can add a task or a comment. I could be like, hey, Mateo, can you review over this and give me your thoughts? Right. And then he can go into Google Doc, go to commenter and start commenting. I like this. I don't like this. This sounds corny. What do you think about that? Right. And it becomes a very collaborative effort. All you're using is high level ClickUp. ClickUp actually replaces Slack, by the way. There's a group community feature. Let me pull up my ClickUp. I think there's a I don't use it because I use WhatsApp more, but there is a view you can do. I think I got rid of it actually. Chat. I can go to this chat thing, and you can have a full chat. It's just like you can pick what it's on, and then this can become oh, supposed to be sharing. Here we go. Let's try again. Let me restart. Go back. Top left, 9 dots. Click chat. You can create a chat, but there's a Slack-like feature that you can use. Create new. Where is it? It might be in the space itself, actually. No, it's somewhere here where you can create a chat under this. I don't know why it's not showing up, but yeah, there's a way you can create a chat under this. I'll look it up and get back to you guys. But there's a way you can create. Here it is. Yes, the same thing. Okay, I had the right spot. Yes, you just name this chat, and then it basically becomes like a very similar to Slack. And so all you really need, you can use Slack, of course, but all you really need is high level, ClickUp, and then Google Drive. And ClickUp and Google Drive can be free. I don't pay for either one of them. And then from there, you have high level, and then you have any additional software you need for your editing, or that's going to be dependent upon what you're trying to do. So once you're creating this content, you're creating the short form content, and you can use the captions app. I think somebody said they like. You can use Descript following the training I have. You can use a virtual assistant, which is something I'm doing as well, where I just hired a virtual assistant. So that's where, with the virtual assistant stuff, I already showed you guys how to handle that out. And then from there, you're able to create content. And then what you do is the short form pushes to the long form pushes to the VSL, or it says, hey, if you want this document, hit me up on social. When they hit you up on social, we've talked about this before, they're going to tell you the problem they have. If they're DMing you, it's going to be a trick question, okay? They're going to DM you, and they're like, hey, can I get the document on not having enough workers in HVAC? Somebody tell me what problem you think they have. It's a hard one. No workers, right? So if they're saying, can you help me find workers, or can I get the document on how to find workers? The problem that they're having is I can't find workers. So if you're trying to help them with this, or you're trying to coach them on this, or you're trying to guide them on this process, what's their biggest problem? They're telling you, can I get this document? Which one? It's on this. Perfect. So then what do? Current, desired, commitment, call. That's it. Current, desired, commitment, call. Okay. That is all we're going to do. Current, desired, commitment, call. Currently. And let me grab, this is the last thing we're talking about, and then I'll see if you have questions. Let me grab somebody to role play just so I can show you what this CDCC frame looks like. Anybody?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. So current, I'm just going to just role play, make it up as you go, right? So if he says, can I get this document? It's on this topic. I can't find workers. Cool. Current. How many workers do you currently have? You can just make it
3.
Okay. How many workers do you think you need?
8.
Okay. Have you tried? I'm assuming you've tried solving this in the past. What have you tried in the past that maybe didn't work? And you can just make up anything. It doesn't have to be English.
I've posted an Indeed application. I've asked friends and family and asked in a Facebook group.
Perfect. And this probably sounds 100% because I think you're working with residential contractors. So this probably was like 100% of what these guys are saying, right? So
Yeah.
from there, right? You've tried all these things. What I'm guessing none of them stayed. Did they give you a reason why they left, or they just were like they just left for more pay, or what was typically the reason why they left?
Typically they just start not showing up, or some of them have drug issues and things like that.
This is like spot on. This is like every conversation I've had with these guys. This is like 100% match. Right, cool. So we've understood the current. What is the desired, right? if you want to even call it like 4 C's, if you want to make it like phonetic, right? What is the current? What is the comfort? So where do you want to be, right? What would be comfortable to you? So now it's a matter of cool. You're at 3, you want to go to 8. What is the type of worker you're looking for and why? And so this is a stupid question because what's the answer going to be? Grant, go ahead and answer it. What type of worker are you looking for and why?
They just want competent, committed people, really. That
I want
are
somebody
good
to
at
do the
skills.
job. That's it. I want
Yeah.
someone to do the job. It's a stupid question, but it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And why, like, and so instead of me saying like, why do you need somebody competent? Because they're gonna look at you like, are you competent? You're gonna be like, what's the issue with the workers you're hiring now? Like, what is that? How does that negatively impact the business? They don't show up. I'm stuck doing the job. I'm stuck doing the work. I have to find somebody else. Projects get delayed. Customers get pissed. I get pissed. Is that about accurate?
Yeah, and you can also throw in like crazy bad liability issues too.
Perfect. Yeah, I had a lawn care client, and he had a guy get on a riding mower, drive at full speed, didn't see the wire on the electrical pole, hit and he clotheslined himself off the riding mower, and the whole thing almost landed on him. It could have killed him or broke his spine. Yeah, and they're like liability issues. Dude was on a bunch of weed, right? So yeah, so you're exactly right, basically, right? But from here, what we're seeing is what they have, what they want to get, right? The next thing, commitment. So like, and you can go a step further and be like, okay, why'd you reach out to me? And this is kind of like getting their mind in the right position, like indoctrinating them a little bit to understand that you're the professional from their own mouth. So for example, I'll say, Grant, why did you reach out to me? Why did you reach out to me? And I'm Grant in this case, right? Or I'm Mateo, I'm Michael. Why did you reach out to me? Now remember, they've already asked for the social media content. So I'm gonna say again, why me? Why'd you reach out to me?
You seemed like you know what you were talking about in this subject.
So you see how it already sounds like he's selling himself. Like you know what you're talking about. We've already established he doesn't know what he's doing, right? Because he's tried to do things and it didn't work. That's where you're kind of indirectly assigning the blame. So you're not going to be like, you're a loser, you can't do it. But the guy understands I'm reaching out because you already understand I don't know how to do it. I think you know how to do it. So he's already kind of pushing himself along the sales process to warm himself up, right? It's like, cool. So here's typically how I fix these problems, and then I go through just a few highlights of this piece of content, not all of it, because that's the whole reason we make content. So I can just share it with him instead of having 1,100 conversations, right? Here's a few things I do. And this is the benefit of it. This is what I do in what order and why, basically. This is something that we could very easily, do for you. Or I can send you content over on this. I can send you that or this. Or I can say, hey, how's your business currently going? How do you want it to go? What do you think's holding you back? Do you think this is the issue holding you back? Like, hey, if you want, we could hop on a call, see if this would be a good fit. Or hey, if you want, I can do a free marketing audit and let you know where you're stuck. Or hey, if you want, I can do a free internal audit, look at your systems, let you know what's holding you back. That way your team can fix it. Or of course, I can always fix it for you for bingo bango price. But the whole point is to take them from they reach out to you, understand where they are, where they want to be. Do they have the budget and time to essentially get this solution? You can even add in there, do they have the drive, like the commitment and drive to actually do it? And then from there, it's just a matter of getting them either whatever your call to action is, right? Get them on a call. Can I get you a free marketing loom audit? Hey, follow me for more social media content, right? I usually flip that order. So I'll say like, okay, cool. We want to hop on a call? And they'll be like, no. Okay, well, hey, if you want, I can offer you a free marketing audit, right? So I kind of go down. So the first one is obviously getting a call. The second one would be, hey, I can offer you a free marketing audit or free internal audit. And that's going to push back to the call, right? And then, or hey, you can just follow me on my social media, which is going to push back to the DMs, which is going to push back to either a call or a marketing audit, which is going to push back to a call, right?
How do you,
Everything's
yeah. Just a question.
yeah.
How do you like? I noticed that there's like most of the issues in like say my industry or the industry I'm trying to work with, like their like core issues don't directly line up with like my offerings, but like I don't know, just kind of how do you like to go about that, like, or maybe how like what you offer can indirectly like fix that problem or help that problem. I
Give
don't
me
know.
an
I just get
example.
kind of like, for example, like say it's like I'm trying to like I'm trying to like I'm talking to someone based off like they hit me up because I made a video on like how to attract like higher quality like subs and stuff to your contracting business.
Okay.
But how does that align with like in the end all my agency does is organic SEO and the funnels and websites and stuff like that.
Because a lot of them, well, let me ask you, why do they want more workers before they want you to send them more leads?
Maybe because they want to get the work done better first.
Okay, somebody else, what do you guys think? Do you think he's right, or do you think there's something else?
I didn't hear. Sorry.
Say, you're a little quiet. Say it again.
That I didn't hear. I didn't hear what was the question.
The question was, why do you guys think that people want more workers before they want more leads?
Well, in
Because-
that case, they have enough the leads and jobs, but they don't have a lot of the worker to perform the jobs.
They need workers to perform the jobs. Exactly.
They perform the job because maybe they have a good system for lead generation.
Mhm. So
Or
they
something
might
like that.
have, yeah, they might have a good system for lead generation. They might have consistent leads, even if it's from word of mouth. However, the root cause is you need people to do the work. That's the big issue. I can't take on more work because I don't have anybody to do the job. So when you're coming for you, Grant, when you're trying to position yourself and say, how does this correlate with my offer? Why would I do this? You're basically saying, like, listen, we're going to show you how to find higher quality workers. And I'll tell you guys want to know the easiest answer to find higher quality workers? Pay them more. That's it. That is it. People do not care about work conditions if the money is right. That's obviously like a factor that you want to consider. But if you're a decent human being and you have good wages, they're gonna stick around. They're gonna take the money. I promise you, especially in that industry where these guys are already they've got tougher skin than usual, than normal, right? They're gonna take the money. They're gonna like the money. If you treat them with respect and you pay them nicely, why would they leave? Why would they leave? Right? People will leave companies for better pay because they're like, I've been here 12 years. They don't want to give me a pay raise. So it's like you want to pay them more? You want a better quality people, pay them more. How do you pay them more? You got to make more money. How do you make more money? You got to increase your prices or get more leads. Now, if I can't send you leads because you can't handle the work, then we need to increase your prices, which is going to drop off some of the work. Those that stay or keep paying you, you'll make the same amount of money in less time. And then we can drive more leads in because now you can pay people more. And as you get more money in the pipeline, you can pay people more. And then you can get more money in the pipeline. And then just a repeat cycle. And then you get to a point where you're happy with how many people you have on your team and you stay right there and you optimize the process. How can I keep more of the money I'm making? And now I have so many jobs coming in that I either increase my pricing or I put them on a wait list or I sell those leads and referrals to somebody else.
Yeah, I will say most companies have the issue with the workers and stuff, but I will say that maybe approach is the company can do it. But something that you can advise is, hey, you can start doing bonuses like 6 months or something like that.
Yeah.
So people will be thinking in the long run that you're gonna get a bonus on 6 months, something that normally you don't see in any company. So that will be another way to retain workers because they're gonna be there thinking on that bonus. But obviously, if somebody don't like the job, it's only there for the money.
Yeah.
So it's gonna perform a very crappy bad job.
Yeah. And you can like the military, what they'll do is they'll pay you out a bonus. They'll be like, oh, it's a $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 bonus. And they pay it throughout the contract. So you have to stay the whole contract. So you'll get payment installment 1, year 1, payment installment 2, year 2, payment installment 3, year 4. Right. So it's like, oh, do I get the whole bonus? You get it broken up. So you can be like, oh yeah, we have sign-on bonus.
You can say you can have a nice bonus for the year, but it will include assistance and performance as well.
Yeah.
That way you have people, aligned with the values and principles for the company.
100%. And there's even software out there for, I know for lawn care specifically, where if they finish the work with quality on time, so they're not like dragging out how much hour time they spend, they get paid a bonus for getting done early. Because basically some people guys will go out there and just waste time to run up the clock. And they're like, hey, listen, we'll pay you to get the job done sooner as long as you're not skipping quality. So that way you're not just out there running up your hourly rate. So you'll make the same amount and you don't have to go out there and pretend like you're doing something when you're just hiding in the truck, smoking a cigarette and drinking a Mountain Dew or whatever, right? So there's a lot of different incentive ways, but it's always going to boil down to just paying them more, better benefits, right? And so that's how you become more enticing. Somebody's paying 17 an hour, you got to pay 18 an hour, right? That's really all it boils down to. And again, this isn't just like, I don't want somebody to take a snippet and be like, oh, just pay them more. It's like, well, no, you increase the payment, it's going to decrease the volume, it's going to decrease the leads coming in. Then you have to ramp up the leads. Then you have to use a unique selling proposition to explain, why are we more expensive? Why are we worth being more expensive? Why is our competition cheaper? Why should you still not go with them because they're cheaper, right? And that's the whole antithetical process. So just a quick recap. Use ClickUp, use any kind of project management software. Map out what you're doing. Save the templates. Update the templates as you improve your process. From there, actually follow the templates. Give yourself a date and be like, cool, I have to do these things by this date. And here's what's cool. You can look back and be like, here's all the work I'm doing, right? Then you need to actually script it out. When you're scripting out, just use the problem agitating framework. And you can work backwards. What's the way you want to teach them? What's the way that people are trying to teach them? Why should we listen to you? And then create a nice little hook based off of everything, right? And the hook should be problem agitating, what we're going to cover, bonus if you stay. And then the headline, you just copy, you put it into Claude or Chat GPT and you make a headline, or you go to the 100 persuasive frameworks that I shared with you guys, the doc, and you can look at all the frameworks, how to do X to Y and Z time frame, right? And I can even let me share that one more time with you guys, just as we wrap up. Put it in the chat. You can use that structure right there. You're sick of undesired results, but you desire results, so it's time you meet, blah, blah, blah. You're sick of hiring low quality leads, but you're sick of hiring low quality workers that are preventing you from getting more jobs, but you need workers. Here's how to fix it. Meet, HVAC bros. I don't know, whatever, right? Are you still wasting money on hiring low quality leads? Let me show you how to fix it. I'm reading right from the document I just sent you guys. I'm just plugging in the variables. Let's see. Get the blank power of blank without negative blank. Get the best quality workers without training them 24/7. I don't know, something like that, right? Get rid of low quality hires once and for all. Right? Accomplish something difficult in time frame. Hire three high quality HVAC employees in less than 30 days. Right? I'm just going through, I'm not even putting that much brain power behind it. So if you think about this for more than 2 seconds, which you see I'm just running through this, you can very easily put something together and start brainstorming from there. And if you have an issue with creating, remember your structure, right? And then work backwards. What's the way you want to teach them? What's everybody else doing that you don't like? Why should we listen to you? What's the problem agitating hook? What are we going to talk about? What's going to be the bonus? Why should I stay for the very end? And then create your headline using the doc I just sent you or Claude. And then when you create your doc and record it, make sure you have it as big as possible. I'll have another video training on that. I can even share my screen next week and show you guys how to do it. I use OBS. You can use Loom. You can use Zoom clips. Just record your screen somehow and then put it onto YouTube. OBS is a really nice one and it's free, so it's a little complicated. Zoom and Loom are paid, but they're really simple. It doesn't really matter. I haven't heard of ScreenPal, but yes, you guys check out ScreenPal. Abraham says he uses it.
It's free, allow you to record video. This was before called Screen Automatic.
Yeah.
But they change the name, somebody buy it. The recording video you can use in your computer. It is free to record it.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, OBS is free too, so that's why I like OBS myself. But yeah, there you go. And that's the framework. And then we can cover short form more next week if you guys want. We can cover OBS settings, but for a lot of you guys are stuck not on the short form side. You're stuck mostly on the long form, the project management side, and then actually doing the work, right? So hopefully this helps you out. Any final questions, comments, anything before we wrap up?
I think I'm all good.
Everybody good? I hate Zoom. I'm gonna actually like, it's gonna be in the letter I leave if I ever leave this earth by my own choice. It'll be in the letter. It's just gonna say Zoom dot dot dot.
I had a question, Alec. Where do
What's
we find the replays for all these group calls?
I'll put them on YouTube. If they're ever not on YouTube, this is what happened. If they're ever not on YouTube, 2 or 3 people showed up, or less than 3 people showed up, and I just did a one-on-one coaching session with all of them. And then it doesn't go on YouTube because it's very private, because they're usually saying like exactly how much they're making, exact client details. When we have more than 2 or 3 people, I'll record it, and then that'll go up on YouTube, and then I'll link it in the group, or you can just follow the YouTube channel and I'll post the group calls there.
Okay.
Yeah. So the biggest takeaway for you guys, ClickUp. I don't care what project management tool you use, but you guys just saw how easy it was with ClickUp for me to create templates, save them, and then I can just create a new task, use from the template, and you can even use templates that they give you, but you can create your own templates. These become your SOPs for onboarding, for building out your client retention, for building out your client acquisition, for gathering case studies, for everything you do. You create little tasks, save them, and then as you go, you just update that template, and this becomes your perfected work. It just becomes a perfected process. And after a while, you start saying, what can I automate? That becomes automated. What can I delegate? That becomes delegated. And the goal is for you to have every single task fully delegated. And for even the person managing every project, for that to be fully delegated. So you're going to go from working in the business to managing the projects to management, right? So you're going to go from worker to management to leader, and making sure that the manager will do the work for you, right? As you continuously elevate, you have more and more people do the work for you. And then you can pivot the business from your face as a profile picture to a logo, and then other people can come in and start making content that you then review and say, I like this or I don't like this. And all you're going to end up doing, this is exactly what I'm doing, except for I like making the content. All you're going to end up doing is quality assurance and project management. That's it. That's all you're doing. I throw in the content, but I don't even do the editing anymore. I don't do any of that anymore. I just record the content. I even have somebody help me script it out. So as you work more, you're going to end up doing less, but only if you templatize and standardize everything and start saying, how can I automate and delegate all of this? Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.